All right, folks, John Rush here today. Walt McLean, my cameraman behind the camera. My son Richard is still out. We're going to do the long version, so long review of the 2015 Lincoln MKC. And this is the same car. Essentially, it's a luxury version of a Ford Escape. So to give you an idea of size, this is a Ford Escape luxury version of it, though. So who's this car designed for? People that are looking for a luxury small SUV. Maybe they've been in a larger full-size SUV. Family's gotten smaller, like myself. You just don't have all the kids running around. You still want that luxury. This is a vehicle for you. Just a tad under $50,000. This is the all-wheel drive version. It comes in an all-wheel drive and a front-wheel drive. But let me walk you around and show you a few features that the car's got. Nice body lines to it. It's got a rounded front, rounded back, with some nice sculpting down the side. As we walk around to the sun in a minute, I'll show you that. One of the cool features on this car is it does have active shutters in the front that open and close basically at highway speeds to again allow you more fuel economy. And this car slithers down the road. It gets around 26, 28 miles to the gallon is what I've been averaging the vehicle on the highway. But again, it's got nice body lines down the side, rounded front, yet they've got some nice sharp edges to kind of accent the body lines going down the side. And you know, it looks great. They've done a good job on the vehicle. At first, I kind of didn't like the rounded front and rear, but the more I drove it, the more I got used to it, and I really did enjoy it. Some cool features that this vehicle's got that I'll get into when we get into the interior portion of the push-button gear selector. It's got an all-new steering wheel, which I'll show you here in just a few minutes. And again, it's got all the safety features you could imagine, from lane departure to collision warning to you name it. And it's got a really neat feature to open the back hatch, which when I get around to the back hatch here in just a little bit after we go for a drive, I'll show you how that works. But again, continue to watch us. We're going to take a quick drive in the vehicle. We'll come back. I'll walk you through the back end, the middle seat, of course, or the back seat, and the front seat, and just go through the rest of what's on this Lincoln MKC. Again, 2.3 liter engine, 285 horsepower. I'm averaging mid to high 20s with fuel economy. And it's really been a joy to drive. Very, very luxurious, very quiet. Speaking of that, let's go for a drive. All right, folks, we're now going to go for a drive in the 2015 Lincoln MKC. And it is a little bit warmer day, so I'm going to turn the AC up just a tad. And it's got nice controls here that I actually work really well as far as climate goes. I can actually hit climate and do the same thing up here. So I can either do it with the buttons or I can do it through the touch screen. Either way, I control what I need to do all through either end of it, which again I like really well. If I want to even turn on my cooled seat over here, I actually can. There's different settings for that, and they're also heated. And of course, you can run everything automatically if you want to. Let me put it into reverse. And again, one of the cool things about this car, and at first it took me a little bit of getting used to, there's no gear selector, no knob, no nothing. It's all touched like the old Chryslers back in the day. Hit reverse. I'm going to go to reverse. Shows up on the screen, and this does put the grid lines on there so you can kind of see where you're going. So if I'm going to go back over to the curb, I just watch the grid lines, and I can not even have to look out the vehicle at all and do it all right off the screen, and I'm right up against the curb now, and you can see literally I'm right next to that concrete curb line. So nice feature on the vehicle. They've done a good job on that. For some people, that's that's a great feature. For others, you may never look at it, but you know what? It's there if you need it. So I'm going to go back to park real quick because I think we've got some pretty good lighting. In fact, let me change the lighting just a tad here where we can get a little bit more shade. Maybe let's see if I can find this spot here where I can get that shaded a little better, where you can see, there we go, where you can see this nav system just a tad better. So let me go to the park. So some of the features on the nav system. So if I want to go to the, basically if I want to go back home, I hit home. And the way this screen is laid out is you've got nav, phone, entertainment, and climate. It's a little confusing at first, but once you get used to it, it's not a big deal. So if I wanted to go to the entertainment side, I hit entertainment, and it brings up all of the different options I've got for the entertainment side of the fence. Turn on and off HD radio, go to the Sirius side, go to FM, or I could even go to the Bluetooth on my phone if I want to, or there's even a line-in jack. If I want to go back home and I want to go to the phone settings, again, I click the phone settings, everything's there. I can even dial from the keypad here if I would like. That part, again, very easy to navigate through. The navigation system, likewise, very easy to use, and you can actually talk to the system and tell it exactly what you need. That's another option that it, like most others, has. Again, hit back to the home button, and I showed you climate just a second ago. But those are the four main screens that are actually in this particular Lincoln system: the phone, the nav, the entertainment, and the climate. And before we do much of anything else, I do want to go back over to the entertainment side of the fence. Let me find a decent, see if I can get you some good sound here real quick. and everybody's music taste is different. But let's see if we can get some music to play here. Got a really nice sound system, I'll just give it that. It's a THX certified sound system. You can see speaker here, 2 up front, all throughout. That part of it, they've done a really nice job. It's really, I would probably call it a majestic sound system. It really works well. I'm going to turn it off now for the rest of our drive. Going to put it back in drive, and there is a drive setting and a sports setting, so you can control either. One thing I want to show you before we get going, though, this is all new for Lincoln in this particular vehicle that will make its way through the Lincoln lineup, and that is the steering wheel. So this is all new. They've designed it to be very ergonomic, and I will say it took me a little bit of getting used to it, but once I did, really laid out well. Paddle shifters on each side, up and down, and then everything else is laid out, so I can control everything that's in my little screen in front through the buttons that are here. I can control the nav, I can control the audio, even the phone. Cruise control settings are all here. The volume settings for the radio are here. I can speak to it, answer the phone, mute it. Everything is done here. Wipers here, headlights, lane departure, all that stuff is over on this side. And that part of it is laid out extremely well, and it works great. Of course, it's got automatic mirrors and all that's adjustable from this other side. One thing I want to do real quick is let's go ahead and open this big, tall moonroof. And why I didn't do that before is because it changes our lighting, but you will see that it comes all the way back. I'll even get this to go further back, if it will. And that's it. That's all the further it goes back. And I can't hardly see with the sun that's going back, but in the top, as you look down, it's actually got a glass all the way back down, and I believe I can even take that further back if I can figure out how to do it. Here we go, get the right button pushed. That goes all the way back to where even the backseat passengers have a view of what's going on up above. So that is kind of a cool feature that it's got, and it's just it involves hitting all the right buttons, of course, up here to make all that happen. Let me close this back up to help our lighting, though, in the meantime. Give me just 1 second here. Close all this up. And there we have it. All right, so let's take a quick drive and I'll show you how the car works. And we've got nobody in front of us, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go from a dead stop here and show you how well the 2.3 liter engine works. We actually have a person actually behind us now, so make sure that the coast is clear. Car actually runs really well. For a 2.3 liter, 4-cylinder turbo engine, this car really works really well. And that little short distance, I was up to 45 miles an hour, so you can see the pickup on it is actually really well. It works great. Quiet inside, unibody construction, so it's not body on frame, but it's still a quiet ride on the inside, and it's a very comfortable car to drive. So I've been driving this car for the last week, and again, when I first hopped into it, some of the things in it took me a little bit of getting used to. The touch gear selection, some of the nav and things took me a little bit of getting used to, but I will tell you what, once I got used to it, it all became second nature. Very easy car to drive, and really, this is a car I'm going to have a hard time giving back. Size-wise, for just a single, 1 or 2 people, size is just right. If you've got a family, you've got more than 2 of you, it's probably not quite big enough. That's something you're going to have to figure out for yourself. And again, it's one of those things you just need to go to your Lincoln dealer, hop inside of it, and check it out. But again, check out our short review. Watch the rest of our long review. We're going to do the rest of the interior. I'll give you my opinion when we come back of the 2015 Lincoln MKC. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed the drive on the 2015 Lincoln MKC. One thing I want to show you that's kind of a cool feature, and I wish more vehicles were doing this. Some of them are, some of the competitors even to Lincoln do some things. Some don't do anything along these lines, and I wish they all did. So key fob in pocket. I'm just going to show you. The vehicle's locked right now. So vehicle's locked. Key fob is in my pocket. If I had my hands full and I needed to get into the back hatch, I'd just walk up, stick my foot underneath, up the hatch goes. And you know what? I used that. We went to Costco. I had my arms full this weekend. And you know what? Worked out really well. I had the ability to just walk up. Everything opens and off we go. It's got a privacy screen in the back. I can close that to kind of show you with the lighting a little bit more of what's in the back. And you know what? It doesn't have a bad back end. Even for a small SUV, it's got fairly decent cargo room in the back. Really not bad at all. Lift this up, and there's got a little bit more storage, storage cubby holes back here, if you would. The jack and the spare tire and so on is all back here. But again, nice storage room in the back, and I do like, standard privacy shield. Close that up, keeps everything nice and cool and out of the way, and it does have some tie downs in the back, or if you have to tie down something you can, and to close that you just hit the button. The other thing about this is you can set the height of that. So if you've got a garage door or a height problem, you know, where you're having to worry about how high that can actually go if you're parked in someplace, a parking garage, something along those lines, you can set the height of where that actually goes. Well, let's walk around to the second seat, the back seat I should say, and I'll open up the vehicle. Climb in the back seat, and I will say, not a ton of room in the back seat. So as you can see, we've got this seat back all the way. Walt is, Walt, how tall are you?
6'4".
Okay, so Walt's 6'4". He's been in the front seat. We crammed him in. I'm going to climb in with the 6'4", you know, with a 6'4" person, and you'll notice my knees are touching. So if this seat is all the way back, I don't have a ton of room in this back seat. I'm 5'10", so a smaller child, a smaller person wouldn't have a big problem. Or if somebody other than Walt's riding in the front seat that's not 6'4", you know, this seat's going to move forward some and you'd have a little bit more room back here. But I wanted to show you what it's like, or even if you've got a 6'4" person in the front and a 5'10" person in the back. Could I ride back here? Yeah, but as you can see, hitting any bumps or doing anything like that, I'm going to be hitting this seat for the person in front. Again, not a deal killer, just something you need to know. There is in the back here heated and cooled seats that I'm sitting on, a power port, some AC vents, and as I get over to the side panels here, I'll let Walt show you that here in just a second. So if I get to the side panels here, nice wood trim on the sides. They've done a nice job, nice soft touch, leather seating, soft touch finishes throughout, which again, I really like. Getting out of the vehicle, that part's easy. It's got a nice low in and out egress. This is curved enough where you're not bothered with your leg getting in and out of the vehicle. That part does work great. And it's got some nice door seals, and when you shut the door, it's got a nice solid feel to it, which I really do like. So I'm going to climb around the front seat and show you some things that are in the front seat that I didn't get the chance to show you in the driving portion. All right, folks, I'm in the front seat now of the 2015 Lincoln MKC, and you know, a couple of things I haven't had a chance to show you, and it's hard to do with the daylight, is a couple of cool features it does have is this has got what they call puddle lamps on it. So when I walk up to the vehicle with the key fob, in the dark, there's lighting that actually illuminates from the mirrors down, just kind of show you where you're at, what's going on. Just, again, another nice added luxurious feature. One of the things, and I think Walt can probably show this, it's got a full glass roof on top. So Walt, if you want to go over to the top, you can actually see that. It's got a full upper glass roof. That's an option on this vehicle, and again, this car that we're driving is just shy of $50,000, but I will tell you that's one of the first things people commented on is that roof. I showed you that in the driving portion, but I wanted to show you it from the exterior side of the fence. Again, they've done some nice things on the inside, all soft touch throughout. Even though this looks plasticky, it's not. It's more of a rubberized feel. Great sound system, which I showed you in the driving portion. And again, one of the things I like is the real wood trim that's actually throughout, you know, the interior, and nice soft touch seats. You know, it's a comfortable vehicle to drive. It's quiet, it's easy to maneuver, mileage is great. That part of it I really did enjoy. Tell you what, let me hop over to the other side and I'll give you my opinion of the 2015 Lincoln MKC. All right, folks, I want to give you my opinion of the 2015 Lincoln MKC. And you know, pros. Size is, if you're looking for a smaller size, it's a luxurious small SUV. To some people, that's going to be a pro. To some, it might be a con, but in this particular series, I think that's a pro. All-wheel drive, another pro. You can get it in front-wheel drive only if you want. If you're in a climate where you don't need all-wheel drive, that also is another pro, having both options. High fuel economy, another pro, and yet there's no sacrifice of power with the high fuel economy. A lot of the vehicles where you get great fuel economy, the power stinks. Not so in this particular car. Even at our elevation, the 2.3 EcoBoost engine flat out works, and we don't lose near as much horsepower in our elevation with the turbocharger. That part works great. Ford, you've done a great job on that end of things. What are some of the cons on this car? You know, probably price. I mean, you're just underneath $50,000. Now, that's the market that this is intended to compete in. You know, personally, would I spend $50,000 for a small SUV? No, but this is not the market for me. If I'm going to spend $50,000, I'll probably up that and go to a fuller, you know, a larger, fuller size SUV. That's just me. Part of it's because I'm a bigger guy, and as you could see earlier in the review, you put a 6'4" person in the front, there's really no room in the back seat. Again, maybe that's not a deal killer for you, but it might be. It's something you need to go and check out. So as always, I encourage you, get out, drive these vehicles, If you have somebody in your family that's going to be with you on a regular basis, that's like Walt, my cameraman, that's 6'4", you probably need to drag them along with you also to make sure they fit and everything is comfortable for everybody that's going to be riding in your vehicle. One of the things I talk about all the time is there's a lot of great vehicles on the market. There's a lot of bad car buying decisions because people don't research things out well enough on the front side. Don't take my word for it or any other reviewer's word for it. You need to get out, drive the vehicle. Don't listen to your salesman. You do what you need to do and what's best for you and your family. But I would encourage you, get out. If you're interested in a luxury SUV, go out and drive this Lincoln MKC. Tell them John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed this last review that we've just done. And as always, we say this, but we really do mean it. Get out, drive the car, put yourself, your family, your pet, whatever you're going to do with the vehicle, please get out, get in it, drive it. Make sure when you go and do that, you tell them John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you. For all of our other reviews, content, things that we have, you can check that out at our website, drive-radio.com. Please go and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Drive Radio. And of course, you found this on YouTube because that's where we put all these videos up. Our channel, Drive Radio, all one word. Go check out all the rest of our reviews. Like it, comment, do whatever you need to. We want to be here to help you pick out the right vehicle for you because, as we always say, there's really not too many bad vehicles made today. There's just bad vehicle choices. So with that, I hope you have a great evening, great day, whatever it is. Just enjoy. And again, thanks so much for watching.